so we can.
Nico Nico Christmas. Welcome to
Oh my
the
god.
Rough Idea Anime Podcast, and this is the first time I'm introducing an episode. I'm Sylth,
I'm Jon.
And I'm Nick.
and
I
this is
feel
why
like
they don't let me introduce episodes.
I feel like that was
I felt-
almost done because I'm here more than anything else. Like,
It's like an honor. Right?
yeah, definitely.
Nick's the Love Live
some
guy.
way.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I am basically the Love Live guy in almost every circle I'm in now. It's official.
I used to be into Love Live a lot. I had the
That's
game
the
on my
app,
phone
right?
for ages.
Yeah.
It slowly
Right.
consumes my life again and again, but it's fun,
It's whenever you think you're free, it comes back,
pretty much.
rearing its Nico head.
Nico Nico
You said
smile.
rearing its
smile.
Nico knees.
That would be succinct, and the point was not to be succinct.
I see.
I'm a Nico demon.
Right. So enough, Nico.
Nico.
Ni.
What have you guys been watching lately?
It's an excellent question. So, I recently finished Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Yes.
So when it was airing, I watched the first 3 episodes, I think, and then I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna. It's pretty good, but I'm not really that super interested, so I waited. And now I picked it up sort of a few weeks ago, and I watched it all, and it was really good. Like, I mean, not really good. It was pretty good. It was fun.
Yeah. I had similar opinions of it when I watched it. When it's like, it wasn't anything spectacular, right? It's one of,
Yeah.
I want to say it's one of those kind of shows, but it's something that you watch. It's a bit of fun. It's not amazing, but it's not actually terrible.
It's just kind of silly fun, right? It's
Yeah.
something that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's fantasy. There's lots of explosions and killing and all kinds of stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think its worst points were some of the like things it popularized for like a month or so that just made it
the
harder
toothbrush.
to deal with. The toothbrush,
Yep.
the bit of lace attached to your arm.
Yeah. I mean, that was so, like, holding up her boobs. That was something. I
That
don't really
was-
get that ever.
Well, that's because it's a bit weird. That might be why.
I mean, cool, but meh.
yeah.
Like, I don't.
Yeah. Hestia is Bestia, though. That is the one.
Yeah, Hestia's
that's,
great.
It's a great. It's like the most important statement to come out of that show.
Yeah, it's the takeaway. Hestia is best.
Pretty much.
Good God. I've also been watching Samurai Champloo. I start that, and I'm about halfway through now, I think.
How long is it again?
26 or 7 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. Like, that show is just fun. I'm watching it dubbed as well, which is okay.
So what you're saying is, I mean, you like fun things, basically.
Fun things are good. Lighthearted. I don't think I've watched
Yeah.
like a serious drama thing in a while. I like fun.
Yeah, I can.
I guess
can dig
ReZero.
that.
I guess ReZero wasn't fun, quote unquote. It was pretty serious, but
I mean, there's it's sort of fun as ReZero, but in kind of a twisted way.
yeah. I mean, some of those episodes get really
Yeah.
heavy. It's like, good God,
yeah,
this is
definitely.
poor Subaru. I like Subaru, man. Subaru's fantastic.
So I mean,
And
oh
in pretty much all of those kinds of shows, I hate the antagonist.
yeah,
Like, absolutely despise him. I think he's... Because generally it's like a slightly harem thing as well. So,
Yeah.
and clueless. And I find that so infuriating.
it's fine.
When Best Girl is clearly in front of you and he's like, "Brr." But, yeah, it's Subaru I generally liked. So, I have a lot of respect for that guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
the amount he goes through, like, and he's still not quite insane. So
Not quite. I have a feeling there's going to be the next series it does, which it definitely will because it was
Oh,
super
yeah.
popular.
there's gonna be a season
But
2.
I feel like there'll be like another bit of insanity
yeah,
for
probably.
poor Subaru.
Probably.
But yeah, Girls in Dungeon, good. Samurai Champloo, good. The dub, it's like that old early 90s 2000
Dub.
dub,
Yeah.
so it's okay, but a lot of it, as I'm looking at it, it's like, this is so out of sync, and it hurts me. It's why I prefer subs generally, because
Yeah, it's
I look at the mouth flaps and I'm like, this is. Ugh.
yeah.
'Cause I'm a fast reader, so I absorb it instantly.
Oh yeah.
But it's just, I just get angry.
I mean,
The voices are fine. It's Steve Blum being Steve Blum, which
Yeah.
is sweet.
with subs, it's
As a
like.
side note, he's in Rogue One.
Was he? I actually
Yeah,
saw Rogue
apparently.
One the other week, but I completely forgot what he looks like. So.
He's as a voice, I think.
Oh right, that makes sense. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
what he might have been.
That's like his thing. I think, and I'm not sure, but I think he was one of the Admiral Akbar aliens.
Oh right, yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
I
that
think,
makes sense.
That's my guess. I haven't looked it up or anything.
Because the big one I was thinking of voices that aren't people in it was the robot, which is Alan Tudyk. I was like,
It
it's
is.
definitely like yes. But yeah,
Alan Tudyk's doing a lot of voice stuff, and he's good at it, so I'm fine with that.
I mean he's good at acting as well, so
Yeah.
I'm not complaining either way. Uh,
R.I.P. Firefly. R.I.P.
that was on the other day actually.
Really?
On TV on Sci-Fi. They were
Oh.
showing a bunch of like cult classics, just for the.
That's
Christmas
definitely a
holiday.
cult classic.
Firefly is my favorite anime.
Yes. So moving on.
Yeah.
Nick, what have you been watching?
So, I've kind of been. I'd say I've been like more busier than I would have liked the past week or so, but what with like recording all sorts of stuff, doing work, having having like commitments to family because
Christmas responsibilities.
Yeah, trash. I've only managed to I've only been watching seasonal stuff the past couple of weeks in what little time I found, and I've only managed to actually finish 2 or 3 series so far.
Okay.
One of which is
One of
Keijo. Because
The excellent,
so
stunning Cage.
well, there were I think there were 3, maybe 4 series that I was successfully keeping on top of all the time. Like I was watching the latest episode the day it came out. One of them was Keijo because holy shit, that show was so fun.
That's one of the fun ones.
Yeah, it just I don't know how to describe it, but some of the I mean, you watched Beyblade, right, as a kid at some point. Everything is over dramatic. They take it seriously. There's some comedy in there. There's a lot of references because the mangaka thought that was a great idea. One of the girls, she's got her ability as a scanning hand or something, so she can if she touches someone, she can analyze with that hand. She can analyze their body, to an excessive detail, so she can figure out oh, their left leg is stronger, so they're more prone to jumping to the right, bouncing off their left leg and things like that.
Right. Okay.
And then she then takes her power one step further by scanning all of her classmates, analyzing their asses so that she can learn their techniques.
Yep.
And then that's then depicted. If anyone's ever watched Fate, Gilgamesh has the Gate of Babylon, where these yellow gates open up, all these golden gates open up in or portals or so or whatever open up in the sky behind him, and weapons poke out. It's that, except butts poke out. I'm not even shitting you. It's
that is incredible.
I think it's called the hip of Babylon or something.
Hip of Babylon.
But it's great. The references are on point. It's funny. It's over the top. It's animated pretty well. It's got some great action in it. Hell, I really fucking enjoyed it. I don't know what else
feel
to say.
so. I watched the first episode and I actually did love it.
Yeah.
Because it's just the right amount of just ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah.
But whether or not, I felt like at the time, I'm not sure if I want to follow this weekly, but every week I keep seeing screenshots and it gets more and more ridiculous.
Oh
and I'm
yeah,
just
it
I
does.
feel like this is definitely something I should invest time in.
I mean, I've told you before, but early on, one of the girls has a thing where she goes she calls the technique W acceleration because she gives herself a wedgie so that she's got better range of movement with her hips. And then that
Yep,
gets
good,
taken to
good.
like another level later on in the series when she turns it. She uses W acceleration full purge, where she basically gives herself so much of a wedgie it kind of rips her suit.
Jeez. Yep.
And then
Good.
like it does really stupid shit like that, and it feels like I'm watching Beyblade or Ultimate Muscle again, just with a slightly
Beyblade
more
with butts.
with a slightly more adult-oriented demographic, I think.
Yep.
Because
That's great.
Beyblade
Actually,
was
that's
obviously
pretty amazing.
directed towards kids. But
Yes. And this less so.
yeah, this isn't quite directed towards kids. I mean,
Mm.
maybe it's the lack of spinning tops or like the or just the abundance of like breasts and ass, but
Mm.
yeah.
Less about toy marketing, more about like model figure marketing in this.
But
Yeah, definitely.
they're spinning.
Oh, see, that's a good
There
idea.
is some spinning butts in it, so you would
Special-
not
more
be
special moves?
disappointed. Yeah. Some people's
Sweet.
techniques involve spinning a little bit.
That just pleases me greatly.
So yeah, Keijo's one of the series I kept up with. The other two I've briefly mentioned before. One's Izetta the Last Witch, which
Is that the witch with a gun?
yes,
Sweet.
that was
okay,
the
hit me up.
alternate World War II one with not Germany and not Britain and not Switzerland and not France and not America and
Yeah.
that like the tone of it was set very predictable near the beginning, and it followed this tone throughout and stayed pretty consistent. It had, for the most part, decent animation. It looked quite pretty. Quite a lot of the characters were fairly likable. Overall, it was a decent experience. That's all I can say.
Fair enough. So nothing groundbreaking, but
solid-
just pretty good.
A solid 7 or 8 out of 10 would watch. Worth
Alright,
watching.
good.
And then Magical Girl Racing Project was Magical Girl Battle Royale, basically. Like, that's how
Sweet.
it's kind of marketed itself.
How it's billed, yeah.
The general synopsis that was given everywhere was, this girl becomes a magical girl. There's like 16 of them in the area, and then it turns out they need to cut down on the numbers. So they have this competition to cut down on the numbers, which then kind of gets a bit bloody.
Sweet.
So it's just like it starts quite slow in the first few episodes, the first couple of episodes, as it starts to set the introduce the characters, set the kind of not the tone necessarily, but makes the kind of town feel a bit more like an area, because they kind of show different different sections of it. They show people doing all sorts around it and stuff. And then it starts to steadily pick up the pace, and then it got to the point where every episode I was finding myself more surprised at how bloody it could get. Like, I'd be sat there watching it, talking to someone, and then I'd just go, holy shit, pause it, and then I'd be like, sitting there trying to just register what happened. So
that again sounds pretty fun.
Again, I think its ending was a little weak, but or rather, it didn't quite go the way I was hoping it to go. But like, it was still relatively decent. Like, it was above average, worth watching. Again, I'd say. Quite a few things this season that are like that, but you know.
Cool. And the last one?
Hang on. There might be some. Wait, was there something else that I watched? Oh crap! I'm trying to remember.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah. Give me some time to figure out what it was, and then I'll get back.
Sylth, you been watching anything anime recently?
I've seen nothing because I've either been busy
Excellent.
with Christmas or I've been playing through the Zero Escape games.
Those
Ooh.
games are pretty anime, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's like reading a book that has about 5 seconds of animation throughout the entire thing, and there's a lot of reading because there's multiple
Yeah.
endings, and you have to play through a lot of the same bits, and you don't unlock the skip text button only after you beat the game for the first game. And if you reach any text that you haven't seen before, it doesn't let you skip it, even if it's just like one one person isn't in the room at the time there was in the previous playthrough. So there's a
Alright,
lot
that
of
sounds...
reading.
Yeah. Alright, I can see that.
Yeah, but I can tell you what presents I got for Christmas.
Good.
I got an umbrella that changes color when it's wet, and I love it.
That
Nice.
sounds like a pretty anime umbrella too.
I mean, we could like. Did you get anything anime related for Christmas, actually, John?
Yes. So, well, firstly, I bought two for myself because I felt like it. Two Ghibli DVDs, which I haven't seen, or hadn't seen before. Whisper of the Heart and The Cat Returns. I've seen Whisper of the Heart now. Pretty good.
Fair.
I liked it. I got the first 3 volumes of Seven Deadly Sins,
Yep.
which is great. I saw the anime and I absolutely loved it. And another volume of Vinland Saga, which it beggars belief rather, that hasn't been made into an anime, because I feel like Vinland Saga would be perfect for that.
Yeah. I must admit I don't know too much about it, but
Right, so here's a sentence that I can basically describe it to you.
sure.
It's Berserk,
Yep.
but with Vikings in it.
Okay. That makes me slightly suspicious that they will never get off a boat.
But they get off boats. It's
Oh,
fine, and there's a
interesting.
lot of killing, and they travel around England, killing people
Cool.
and finding the king of Norway and stuff.
As
pretty good.
as an Englishman, I'm very much appreciative of people going around England killing everyone.
There's a lot of English people dying, so
Cool.
I think you'll like it. You'll be down.
Sound. Yeah.
What about you, Nick? Did you get anything
Well,
anime related for Christmas?
I mean, it'd probably be better to say what gifts that I got weren't anime related. To be honest.
Right. Okay.
Like aside from Pokemon Sun, I think most of the stuff I actually asked for or people got me that was relevant was anime related. Like you have things like just socks and gifts like
Anime
that.
socks, right?
No, just like
Keijo socks.
the only like this stuff like socks weren't anime related, unfortunately. But we've got
That's a
so like
shame.
I got I got Madoka Magica Rebellion, the third, like the film, basically, on
Sweet.
Blu-ray, which is great because I really enjoy that film and I've seen it twice and now I can see it on Blu-ray.
In even better quality.
Exactly. I got a booster box of Weisfarts, which happens to be the Madoka Rebellion set, but pure
Excellent.
coincidence. My brother got me some Sailor Moon shot glasses, which I didn't know existed until I opened them on Christmas Day and was amazed. Like, I've never had shot glasses, now I have them, and I couldn't be happier.
And I feel like you have some of the best shot glasses you can get.
Yeah, like the best shot glasses you can get have like those kind of like
Yeah.
themed ones. Like you gotta get some like awkward theme for when you're drinking with people and you're like, hey, let's do shots,
your lads.
and then they look at it and go, what the fuck is this?
What's this fucking trash? And you're like, it's an anime.
You
Pick up a book.
You wouldn't understand.
It's a backwards book.
Like I got a late present today because two things that I got with like Christmas money, basically with gift money. One isn't arriving till like January because it wasn't being shipped until the end of December because it wasn't being made until then. But the other one was a CD, which rather fittingly is a Love Live CD. So
Beautiful.
so
Definitely not the Love Live guy.
I've got the first. I'm now the owner or an owner of the first single, Aqua's first single. So there
I'm
you
guessing
go.
she's a Love Live girl.
No, it's the new group. It's the group from Sunshine, basically.
Oh, of course. Sorry, my bad.
God, John. God. But yeah, so I got a lot of anime related things. Speaking of anime.
Speaking of Sailor Moon, actually.
Oh yeah.
Sylth's trying to hit it.
So in Japan, apparently, they've been having some kind of problem with the spread of STDs. So they enlisted Sailor Moon to help spread awareness with this nice little heart-shaped box package that includes health information and Sailor Moon condoms.
I couldn't think of a better mascot to
See,
help with that.
when you say it that way, as someone who collects Sailor Moon, who started to collect Sailor Moon tat, I feel like I need some Sailor Moon condoms, just for like,
Definitely.
just
For the
for
wall.
collection purposes, right? You put them up on the wall.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
just imagine a couple is about to do it, and the guy's just like, hold on, let me put on my Sailor Moon condom,
So,
and you just
do we
see
know what they actually
Usagi's
look like?
stretched face.
What I was gonna say, is it like, do they have faces on them, or like costumes? Or
I hope
what?
it's just faces, just like on the tip. It's just Sailor Moon's
Just-
face, just
no,
smiling.
No, but the best one surely is someone like Tuxedo Mask. Because
Yeah.
Just imagine that.
My work here is done.
But you didn't do anything.
It
Yeah, I
works
feel
as an
like that's-
innuendo.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, so. Oh, no, these are just edited, I think.
The pictures. So, actually, by mentioning Tuxedo Mask, it's reminded me of a line that's in the Sailor Moon dub.
Oh yeah.
Where at some point he says to he says, "Hey Sailor Moon, this guy could use some septa therapy, don't you think?" And now all I'm thinking of is septa therapy in like the worst possible way.
Oh no.
It's like, I'll bet you'll give them septa therapy. Jeez.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
I can't.
Oh,
I
dear.
can't find what the condoms look like, and everything else is in Japanese.
I feel like
Thanks,
that's
Japan.
a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God, Japan.
and also for this movement they needed a slogan, so they took Sailor Moon's famous slogan, "In the name of the moon, I will punish you," and changed it to, "If you don't get yourself checked, I will punish you."
I wonder how similar it is in line though, because obviously, like, I mean, the first bit's the only bit that's only really going to change. But I wonder if it actually comes out in, like, I say it comes out. I wonder if in Japanese it actually sounds like very similar.
Yeah.
If I knew what "if you don't get yourself checked" was in Japanese, then maybe I'd be able to tell. But I can't say I've ever come across that phrase
Yeah.
in situations. So
Maybe soon.
whoa,
Maybe soon.
bit direct there, John. Bit on the nose.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just close your eyes.
It'll all be over soon.
And apparently, a lot of people didn't like that they were using their childhood the hero Sailor Moon, who was also a 14-year-old girl, as a mascot for STDs.
Really? Like, I would have expected people to love that, to be honest.
I
But
mean,
I-
sure. No, that's fine. That's fine.
the bit I don't get here, though, is this picture that you found is that a Photoshop? It's probably a Photoshop.
That's a
Yeah,
Photoshop,
sure,
yeah.
Because I was gonna say it's the four lieutenants or whatever of Queen Beryl from. Oh, I say Queen Beryl. Fucking. What was her actual name? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Natalia? Ah, it's been a while. Like basically four
Long one.
bad guys, and then Tuxedo Mask.
As a lead, yeah.
Because
Because yeah, obviously.
actually, the ribbed one is the guy that got changed to a girl in the dub because apparently gay people aren't allowed to be in dubs.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Come on, that's not allowed. Bad.
I thought that they didn't like they dubbed it so that nothing was changed, or was that for the new series dub?
That would be the new series. The old one.
For
where it
God's
was
sake,
dubbed
the whole
by
point of the
Canadians.
redub on the original series was to fix all these mistakes, and now they're doing them again.
Well, like the original dub, which was mostly done by Canadians,
Had
did a
incestuous
number of interesting
cousins.
things. Well, yeah, that's so. The first thing that happened was of these four like lieutenants. Two of them are basically gay for each other, except in the dub they made one of them a woman instead. Because she like he
Sure.
he looked a bit effeminate, but they were like, we're gonna make it a woman because that's easier to promote to children than two guys that like each other, you know.
Mm.
And then obviously the other one is Neptune and Uranus, who are quite close. You could say not like super intimate, but pretty intimate. And they instead of just sort of removing those sections, or like figuring out some smart way of handling it, they basically said, "Oh, what they're doing is okay because they're cousins, so they're close." It's like,
I mean, clearly.
is that really how it works? I don't think it
Clearly.
is. But yeah, Sailor Moon dub had a lot of problems, but it's funny to watch. So
Yeah. And that makes it okay.
yeah. Speaking of shit. So, yeah, speaking of funny to watch, Yamcha's pretty funny to watch, right?
I mean, he's very pathetic
Yeah,
most of
exactly.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah, so
What are you saying? Yeah, why are you bringing Yamcha up, Nick?
I mean, I have no idea. Why don't you explain to us?
okay, I
What
will.
is this segue? I can't even do this seriously anymore.
It was good. It was good.
Thanks.
Don't worry, you nailed it.
I lost something.
So Dragon Ball had a spin-off manga about the best character in the series, Yamcha. And the plot was basically that this young boy, I haven't read it, so I'm not exactly sure on all the details, basically wakes up and either is Yamcha, or like he's in Yamcha's body somehow, like sharing a consciousness or something.
Oh, god damn it, I'm Yamcha.
Shit, I
Yeah,
wasn't one
yeah.
of the cool ones. I had to be fucking Yamcha. I had to
Yeah,
be the,
Just puts a
but-
gun to his
I
head.
had to be the loser.
Oh, maybe next time.
Yeah, but in this universe, the Dragon Ball manga also exists, and he's read all of the manga and basically knows exactly what to do in every situation to make Yamcha look like the hero.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
That actually sounds a lot better now.
It's making Yamcha the best. It's not that it's about the best character. It's about making Yamcha the best character.
How do we make Yamcha the best character?
How do we get Yamcha to be best girl? Well, follow these few steps.
No, best girl will always be Piccolo.
That's fair.
muscular,
That's a good call.
the
Good call.
muscular green arms. No, but
Yep.
this does remind me a little bit though that you know Dragon Ball Super has been airing for like over a year now.
A long time. Yeah.
They recently finished a big arc. They've done a couple of filler episodes. The one I'm going to talk about is a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a couple of weeks ago now. It's been a while.
Okay.
But basically they played baseball. Like the filler was we're gonna have like all of these stupid strong fighters like Goku, Vegeta, Beerus the God of Destruction, etc. They're all gonna play baseball. And they did like a
That
universe.
sounds like a good episode.
It was, to be honest. It was really entertaining filler because it was between Universe 6 and Universe 7. So one team was Beerus's team, one was his brother Champa's team. And like you just had some stupid stuff happening all the time. And Yamcha was on Universe 7's team. And basically he's the only person there who is like a normal person. Everyone else is like
yeah, basically human.
Almost everyone else is pretty strong on the teams, and like there was just a period during the episode where Yamcha just kept being like just wrecked, completely wrecked. Like he was running bases, and he'd get hit by the ball or whatever, but they didn't do it right in the rules, so he's still in. But he just got a ball thrown into his spine by like by the God of Destruction. Like
Yeah.
he just gets destroyed like so much. And then the climax of the episode, I kind of don't want to spoil it, but it's just so funny and like stupid that it's. And also, like, to get to it, you have to watch like 60 episodes of Dragon Ball Super. But like,
Which is a good or bad
so
thing.
it's up and down. The climax
Yeah.
reaches the point where Beerus and his brother are about to fight again. They start fighting. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, the universe is going to end," because apparently that's what happens if two gods of destruction fight, and this has been established before. Then they get stopped, and then the gods' attendants basically are like, "Oh, we're going to put this match on hold now because you've gone too far."
Right.
And then they're like, "Oh, so it's a draw." And he went, "Actually, Beerus's team wins." It's like, what? It's like, "Oh yeah, because look down at the base." And during all of this like storm that started happening, as reality started being destroyed, basically, Yamcha finished running bases. So he's
Excellent.
and he slumped he slumped on the home base in a crater, not unlike in the Saiyan arc in Dragon Ball Z when he gets blown up by a Cyberman, in the exact same
Yeah.
pose. Like,
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
it happened. I looked at it. I was like, "Holy shit! That's the same. That is just a really like." If that's by accident, what the fuck? Because that's an amazing callback to Dragon Ball Z with Yamcha. And then they all just
really
walk up
hope-
to the side of the crater, and Krillin just says, "Haven't we seen this somewhere before?" and Piccolo was like, "I think so too, but it's a bit of a like grim memory, so I'd rather not." I just lost it. Like, 10 out of 10 filler.
I hope that they took the exact same shot of Yamcha from the DBZ episode when he actually did die in that huge crater and just crudely drew over a baseball uniform.
I wish they did, but
Yeah.
no.
He's not dead. He's just playing baseball.
They did a very accurate shot. So
That makes me happy.
bravo Toei. That's all I can say. Or I guess the mangaka, if it was also written in there, I don't know. Because whoever is writing Dragon Ball Super, I can't remember.
Whoever did that, good job.
Yeah, whoever came up with that idea, bravo, well done.
Yeah, well done.
Very much enjoyed it.
I kind of just want to watch that episode now, honestly.
I'll see if I can figure out which one it is and send it to you later, so you can just appreciate the majesty that is Yamcha just collapsed on a home base.
Being a normal human being against literal gods.
Pretty much.
I dig it.
What else has been announced, or what else
So-
is new?
So the news that we all heard and we tried not to get hyped for and got hyped for anyway. The panty and stocking announcement.
Ah, yes.
It didn't turn out. It didn't. It's okay. It's okay. It didn't turn out to be a Blu-ray. It didn't turn out to be a pachinko machine. It wasn't like whatever else the hell they said, and it also wasn't a season 2. It was a cafe.
Yep. So, I can't help but feel ridiculously smug about this. Just because everywhere I talked about it with anyone, including with you guys, I said I was I was worried about it. Not for the reasons that they ended up going out with, because obviously my main reason was if they do a season 2, it's probably not going to be the same.
Yeah, it's not going to be as excellent.
But then they went above and beyond themselves and proved even me wrong of why to be cautious. And it's not a pachinko machine, it's not a gacha, it's not a crane game, it's not anything like that. It's a cafe. Get fucked.
I'd rather have a gacha.
Yeah, me too. 'Cause then at least there's more memorabilia or something.
Yeah.
This.
And cafes,
God.
Yeah,
those cafes are
that was-
expensive.
Incredibly.
Like, all I can say is that is an amazing Gainax ending to I mean, like a real
You
life
did it
Gainax
again,
ending,
Gainax.
because It just left.
Yep.
It left everyone going, "What the fuck, Gynax? What? Why?"
In real life.
Exactly. So bravo, Gynax. Bravo.
They guy next us again. Even without a show, they guy next us.
Yeah.
How can we Gynax people without spending any money to make an actual show?
Well,
By
I
spending
got a
money to
story
make
for
a
you.
cafe instead. Hey.
My cat sat down right in front of me and is asking me to pet her ass.
I mean, that means that she was annoyed of getting guy next as well.
Yeah.
Pet my ass, I was Gynax.
Speaking of arse, Attack
Oh.
on Titan Season 2!
Hey, that works, kind of.
Um,
Because they don't wear any pants.
That
Yeah,
would
let's
have
go with
worked
that.
more with Keijo, really.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
it would
was
have
feeling
worked with
Keijo.
Keijo. Speaking of ass, I watched Keijo! No.
Attack on
So there was a
Titan!
trailer
Close.
for Season 2, was there not?
Mm.
Yes, there's a trailer for Attack on Titan Season 2. And it looks like more Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
So I know that
Have they added, like... Have they
And
added, like, more footage to the previous announcement they did for it, like, the other year?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
It was
it's
all
an
new, I
actual
think.
trailer.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it.
There's a... So they had, in the trailer itself, there was a monkey-looking Titan, like a beast Titan, I think they called it. They said stuff like, "Oh, the Titans that were here were protecting us from other Titans."
Sure.
I'm
yeah.
not really sure what to think.
Yeah.
I mean-
I know. I sort of know Attack on Titan spoilers from a while ago.
As someone who doesn't want to be Attack on Titan spoiled,
I'm not gonna
No,
say
I
them.
haven't.
Don't worry. I'm just like it gets a bit.
I
weird.
told you so.
It gets a bit weird.
Sure.
I feel like it's a few years, a bit too late.
It is.
Yeah, so I gave a lot of a shit when it was sort of doing its thing, like when it was releasing, and after it for a while as well. I was like super into that, but now I'm like,
Meh.
Yeah.
I feel like,
I get you.
I mean, it'll probably be good, and I'll probably end up watching it, but I've just lost that edge.
I'll
the
probably
hype.
watch it. Like Attack on Titan was alright. Like there were
Yeah.
certain bits of it I liked, certain bits I didn't. I'm still gonna watch the second season, but that in itself
Totally.
isn't saying much because I've watched like in this year alone as well. I've watched like at least 2 or 3 different second seasons to things just because I've watched the first season, even though it's bad, and I know it's bad. I've just
But you
sat
did it
down
anyway.
and watched the second season because then I've watched all of it instead of just a
Yeah.
bit. Case in point, Asterisk War. The first
Yeah, I
episode
heard that.
was very generic, pretty bland. Part of the reason I watched the second season as well is because I heard people going, no, it gets better. I was like, well, I don't believe you, but I'll watch it anyway.
we'll,
then I
we'll
can-
try.
Then I can say I watched both seasons and still didn't find anything redeeming.
Yeah.
There was like there was one redeeming thing. Like the one guy that I was watching it with, in like the last episode or the second to last episode, there was a fight, and we were like, "Holy shit! This fight is actually really good. This fight's animation is nice. The setting is nice. The stakes are pretty good. Like the drive between both characters is also pretty good. This
What,
is a good
medium
fight."
rare or...
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, tired.
Nice
Carry
one.
on.
But like, it was a pretty good fight. All the setup was good. It looked good, and then we were like, "So why is this in Asterisk War? Like, it doesn't deserve to be in such a shit show." It was a good fight,
It needs better.
but yeah, like I'm gonna watch the second season of Attack on Titan, if only
Sure.
to watch the second season of Attack on Titan.
I mean,
Who
I
knows?
mean, I
I
remember
might-
really liking
yeah.
Attack on Titan season 1.
Like I said, I was up and down. Like I started off enjoying Attack on Titan, then it dipped, and then it picked up a little bit again somewhere. I can't remember exactly when.
Yeah,
but-
thinking back on it, like I remember a lot of flaws, but while I was like in that fever,
Yeah,
maybe it's just because of the hype around it that I sort of got
I get
caught
what
up
you
in
mean.
there and really excited with it. But
At the time, I was pretty excited. Part of that was because it was one of the few things my brother was actually watching. Because he does watch anime, he just doesn't do it that often. So when he
Yeah.
watches something and I'm also watching it, or I've watched it, I'm like, dude, I can actually talk
you
to you
can be
about
like
this.
all up in there.
Exactly. So yeah, who knows? Maybe the second season is going to be great, and I'll be super happy. Maybe it'll be crap, and I'll be like, well, I'm still watching it anyway.
Because that's just the kind of person you are.
Yes, I am spiteful. I do things
Yeah.
to spite my own face. That is
You're very
that is
spiteful
me.
to yourself.
Yes,
I'm not sure if I respect that or not.
I wouldn't. It's not.
Go with yeah. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
So, which was the next? Is the next thing on the list the Baby Metal anime or the cartoon or
V.
the
I guess. But the thing is, we just found out that news was from September, but we only heard
True.
about it recently.
True.
But
I
yeah.
feel like now is a good time to react.
We may as well bring it up at this stage, I guess, because I'd forgotten it happened or it was mentioned, I guess.
And it does seem like a cool idea.
Yeah. So I
But
mean, to be honest,
basically,
I think there might have been a bit more information recently, based on what you've said, anyway.
Yeah. So
So
basically, the creator of Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi,
which was a good show.
yeah,
Mhm.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Was thinking of doing a baby metal cartoon, which I am in support of.
I am very much in support of it.
I'm down for that.
If they do it, I'm so excited. Like I'd forgot.
I mean, if the quality is on par
Yeah.
with the hype of
Even
Puffy Amiyumi,
even if it isn't, I'm still excited. Like Baby Metal's like that one. That's one of the things I have going for me, right? It's one of the things I can be like, I was there before all of you. Like so many people know who Baby Metal are and now listen to Baby Metal, and that all happened around the time when Gimme Chocolate came out. I've been
Yes.
listening to them since 2010, roughly, for about 6 years now.
Basically, you're a huge
Basically since
baby
the
metal
start.
hipster.
Yeah, this is the one thing I can be a hipster in. I will fucking abuse that power.
You can be like, I was there from the start,
Exactly.
man.
Like,
I was born
so
by
yeah.
baby metal, molded by it.
Oh no, that's a step too far.
I mean, in a good way, in an
in a
innocent
good way, in a metal way.
in a very innocent and healthy way.
Yeah. So,
So
Definitely not
I
evil.
rewatched some Puffy Amiyumi, and I didn't realize just how much actual Japanese they used, like without subtitles or anything.
huh. I don't remember that happening, but it was a long time ago. So
I mean, I was really stupid as a kid. So I probably didn't notice.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
There were even times when
say something?
there were even times when Yumi, the blue-haired one, she was like a punk rock kind of girl.
Yeah.
She'd basically wanna insult her bus manager or like band manager, and she'd just go into like a silent insulting spree all in Japanese.
Nice.
I hope it's actually like really bad swearing, but obviously it's in Japanese, so it's fine.
I hope she said Shine.
Damn it.
Teme baka. That's my professional Japanese there.
Very
Actually,
good.
a professional
Very good, John.
Japanese.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that you saying that does actually make me want to go back to look at Hi Hi Buffy Amiyumi and
Go ahead.
I guess experience it again.
When I rewatched it, I still liked it, and it introduced me to J-pop or whatever genre that was.
J-pop, J-rock.
Well, like more J-rock. I'm not that into J-pop. It's too bubblegummy.
Too bubbly,
Yeah.
happy fun times.
I'm just into music, so I will listen to.
I just like music. I'm like cool.
Dude, seriously, like just the range of stuff I listen to is ridiculous. It's basically everything.
Okay. I can dig that.
What about Alaskan throat singing?
Can't say
Yeah.
I've ever listened to Alaskan throat singing.
It's not everything then, is it?
That's true. I meant like actual genres rather than very obscure things.
It's an actual genre.
Like I
There
listen
are
to like
literally dozens of singers.
literally dozens because
Dozens.
because specifically
There's
dozens,
tens
because
of
you can't get
dozens
more
of
than that.
fans.
Yep.
But yeah, like
I'm sure there's a YouTube video with like 2,000 views.
2,000 views. Oh my.
Uh-huh.
So like not even all of Alaska.
No. No.
Famous. Right.
Right.
I think that's
There
enough
was-
about Alaskan throat singing. Do we have more news?
Next.
Yes.
So, Seven Deadly Sins. So I think last time we mentioned that the author, or the
Mangaka.
mangaka, I'm a professional Japanman. He was in hospital. He injured his hand, I believe.
Yeah.
He's still there. That's not good.
I hope he
There's a
gets
lot of-
better.
Yeah, the manga itself of Seven Deadly Sins is really well done, and
Yeah.
all the art is gorgeous, and it's stylized in a very cool way, almost Toriyama-esque, but it's a lot more like fiery, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised. A lot of mangakas have been going in for treatment recently just because of the horrible working conditions.
Yeah. You showed me a working schedule for a mangaka, and it's nuts.
Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
certain days, like 4 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Japanese work ethic. I mean, that's not straightly always the case. I have 4 hours sleep sometimes. It's not a smart idea.
No.
I never plan to. It just happens, and then I wake up feeling like death. But that's it's
Yeah,
not,
but you're
it's not
You
yeah,
great
don't
but
want to do
that-
that every week.
Yeah,
That's
it's not good
stupid.
working conditions. Yeah.
I'm
They have
self-employed.
to.
I just hate myself. I force myself to work long hours.
Yeah, because I'm crazy.
I can attest to that. John being crazy, I mean not like anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm.
Sure. No, yeah, I can. That's fine. Right, shall we talk about the next season?
No, I put in some
Oh,
more
This,
information.
Okay, go ahead.
The new film, Mary and the Witch's Flower, made by some people who left Studio Ghibli.
oh yeah.
Yes, I saw the trailer or preview for that,
Yeah.
and it was gorgeous.
I like it because it's got more action in it, which Ghibli hasn't really done action for a while.
I mean, they're very almost slice of lifey, lovely kind of thing.
It's technically a Ghibli film, so I feel like I'm not going to watch it just because it's technically a Ghibli film.
It's not a Ghibli film.
It's not technically.
know.
Come on.
It's
Hey,
just
we did
made
just say
by.
I
What?
cut off my nose to spite my face. Like
It's true.
this could very easily be another of those moments.
It's not a Ghibli film. It was just made by some people who worked at Ghibli Studios.
It's if it feels very Ghibli, then it's gonna be technically a Ghibli film.
So you're saying if it feels Ghibli, aka is a good film, you're not gonna watch it?
That sounds like something Nick would do. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna stick to my Nico Nico ni.
there's nothing wrong with doing that.
I mean, he has stuck by it for quite some time. It's his.
Yeah.
It's his main squeeze.
It's my mantra.
I need to find some images of the Love Live girls drawn in a Studio Ghibli style.
Oh no.
If it ain't Nico Nico Ni, don't fix it.
Well,
That's the only thing I know about Love Live, apart from that they're idols. Nico Nico Ni.
yeah, that's fair. That's that.
Do I
yeah,
need
that's
to know
enough.
anything else? I feel like I don't.
Not really. There are songs. Pretty much every girl has their own kind of catchphrase, and pretty much every girl has like a rabid fan base.
Right.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Are any of them as memorable as Nico Nico Ni.
No. Some of them are pretty memorable, but no. Like, Nico Nico Ni is just de facto the most captivating phrase in the world.
Can you do an impression of the others?
Of the others?
Yeah, the other catchphrases. In the voices as well.
Actually, no, there is one that I would say is kind of like, I'd say is as memorable as Nico Nico Ni, but that's just because Ellie's half Russian, so her catchphrase is literally Harasho, which means very good in Russian. She just says Harasho in conversation. It's just
nice.
Bits of Japanese and then Harasho.
Хорошо.
I'm trying to actually remember the ones
Хорошо.
right now. I mean, Hanukkah's is Faito Dayo, because
Hanukkah is
Hanukkah.
she Jewish?
Yes, she is Jewish, definitely. Yeah, no, there's some really weird ones that are obscure, so I can't remember them.
Can you do Хорошо in her adorable
her
idol
voice?
Yeah.
She has the
No.
only voice that I can take that's not like high pitched in moe.
Have you ever seen a certain magical index or a certain scientific railgun?
No.
Shame. I was gonna say preferably railgun because, well, have you ever heard of the group Tripside at least? That
I think
do some
so.
openings and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The singer in Tripside, Nanjo Yoshino, Nanjolno, is the person. She voiced Ellie, basically. So she's like, I don't know, like that was one thing that I enjoyed when I actually got into Love Live because I liked Tripside anyway. I was like, hey, look, it's her. Wow.
She's like, hey, it's that one singer girl.
Yeah. But no, I can't impersonate her. Not on the spot.
That's
like
a shame.
this. Maybe if I'd been given time to prepare, I could have sat there and been like Harasho, and so on until.
All right, next anime episode, I'm holding you to that. We're gonna get that.
Man.
So yeah, I think
sure.
we can
4
get into
weeks from now.
what we want to watch in the next season.
Sure.
Next season.
Do you guys want to go first?
So
I have like I have a list.
Dragon Maid.
Yeah, let's get Dragon Maid out the way.
Decap.
Well, that is now on my list. It wasn't before, but it was as of like 50 minutes ago.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, KyoAni's new anime is Kobayashi-san Chino Maid Dragon. It's the actual trailer itself is this girl who comes out of her little house and there's a huge fucking dragon there. And it's like, wow, this is cool. And then anime does anime and it turns into a small maid girl with specifically D-cup boobs.
That was so weird. Like, so the other thing about the trailer is that it starts off. It's got this very kind of 90s hip hop rap going on with a steady beat. I think the best thing that I can think of that's similar off the top of my head, if you've ever seen the YouTube video Rapping for Jesus, it's very much like that in beat and style.
Yes, sure.
It's this kind of slow rhyming rap, and then it picks up the pace a little bit after the after she turns into a girl. After the dragon turns into a girl, and at some point it literally says dragon and then D-cup straight afterwards, and you're like, you just
the Ragon of dragon falls down and then it's D-cup.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird 50 seconds, and this is coming from someone who's watched various weird things.
Yeah, I feel like this is very different from a lot of stuff KyoAni have done.
Yes,
they did like
it really is.
The Euphonium.
Hibike Euphonium.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of other stuff.
Haruhi.
Haruhi.
K-On.
Lucky Star.
K-On, Lucky Star. None of that is as overt as this is. And so is this going to be this season's Keijo? Probably. I feel like it is.
Maybe.
I want to feel like KyoAni would be able to make something good out of this. I hope they do.
I mean, I watched Phantom World. I think that was earlier this year. I watched Phantom World. It was. That was boring as fuck. Like I say, not much happened in it, but it was very aesthetically pleasing. I could watch it based
Is
on
that
the
the
art
one?
alone.
Is that the one where it's the limbo
Yes,
and she like
there were good moments in it
limbo's
like that,
her
and
boobs?
Kirby Chan was best girl, but
Uh-huh.
it was fairly bland and not much happened in the series, but it was watchable because of KyoAni's art alone.
How pretty it was.
Basically, KyoAni carried that show. What a surprise!
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, I'll probably watch this. Although it doesn't look,
I feel like they do that a lot.
it doesn't look
with
like
their
typical.
aesthetic.
Like the aesthetic isn't like typical KyoAni though. If you go
Yeah.
looking at it,
It's a lot more moe than that.
yeah. I guess it looks a little bit more like the best way to probably put it is it looks more Lucky Star-esque than Haruhi going back to like really
Yeah,
some
sure.
of their
It's like K-On!
older
crossed with
titles.
Lucky Star.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that sounds about right. So,
Okay,
is there
well-
anything else you guys are looking forward to?
I'm not. I haven't watched this, but I know you two are looking forward to Konosuba season 2.
Yeah,
I am so looking forward to it. As I've said multiple times, I'm pretty sure every time we do one of these, I bring up Konosuba because of just how stellar that show was.
Konosuba was pretty good.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Mm.
And season 2, I think it's gonna probably be. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't want this to also be shit on, like my dear Penny and Stalking. Konosuba, I think, is going to be really good.
So-
and even if it's as good, I'd be so happy
Yeah.
just because it's more of what I loved. Like I loved all the characters, and
So on my list is
Konosuba.
actually
Konosuba season 2. That's right. We provide 2 types of seasoning when you go to our Konosuba cafe.
oh god, it's been on all these anime lists, but like, no, this is just a cafe. What are you talking about? Guy next.
This whole list is just a countdown until they open the cafes.
So-
There's a lot of new cafes.
stuff I'm looking forward to next season is mostly so far mostly sequel stuff. Konosuba season 2. There's a new season of Blue Exorcist, which I've not watched. Like Blue Exorcist was probably not as good as I remember it being, but that's because when I watched it, it was like quite a good few years ago. So, but I did really enjoy it at the time. Generally, I say that the ending was a bit weird, but everything else was pretty good from what I remember. So I'm looking forward to see how that goes. Rewrite season 2. I watched the first season of that like earlier this year when it aired, and that was kind of a mess because they did the adaptation of a visual novel where they make their own route. That's like a
Right.
culmination of like they went, okay, you've got like 5 girls to pick from. We'll make our own route, which is kind of like a combination of them. So it kind of was a clusterfuck of events happening without much backstory as to why that's happened because it's from a different route to what you've just been following.
Okay.
So it was a bit of a mess, but the second season was like announced straight after and confirmed that it's based on the true route from the. I think it's based on the true route from the visual novel, so I'm looking forward to that because apparently Rewrite's a good visual novel, and I've just not gotten around to reading it.
Okay.
There's Rakugo season 2, which I'm very excited for, but have no idea what they're going to do with it. So, in the last,
What is that?
Right, last almost a year ago now, because it was winter 2015 season or winter 2016 even, because then, yeah, it was basically almost a year ago now, because it's winter 2016. So the first season of this past year, a show aired called Showa Rakugo. Hang on. What's the full title? Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju, which basically was about the art of Rakugo, which is like it's basically like one-man theater sort of thing where they, the Japanese theater thing where you have a man sitting on a cushion, with like a fan and like a couple of tools, and he basically just tells a story.
Yeah.
It's that. That's what Rakugo
Yes,
is.
yes.
And it was set in the Showa era,
Awesome.
hence why it's Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju. And it was like amazing. It's like a drama piece that goes into like it starts in the present, and then it goes. What this is actually about is like so it starts with this ex-convict. He's just come out of jail. When he was in jail, a Rakugo master came in and performed some Rakugo, and he fell in love with it. Did the convict?
Okay.
So he came out. He's like, I'm gonna learn to perform Rakugo, and he finds this master, and he manages to become his apprentice, and then like through the rest of the first episode, he's kind of learning to become his apprentice and stuff. He makes some mistakes, and then he basically finds out some shit went down in the past with his master, like when he was in his like 20s, I guess, with his best friend, because his master looks after the daughter of his best friend, and she say like it literally comes out as some shit must have happened because she says that he killed him.
Oh.
Right. And that's not quite how it goes, but essentially
You're paraphrasing.
Yeah, and then the rest of the series, aside from I think it's basically all of the series apart from the first and the last episode, is all in the past, following these two guys who both start out as apprentices. They become friends, like their friendship leading up like various hardships and relationships they go through in life, and it's such a beautiful story. Like as far as like it's animated differently, just by far. It's really
Awesome.
depressing because it's like a drama, and obviously when it starts with it basically going, "You killed my dad," and then it goes back into the past, you know it's going to end in tears. It's going to be a tragedy.
Yes.
So yeah, it was really good, and I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with the second season, because I'm not sure what it's going to be. It's going to be different, probably, because they've covered that story. It's probably going to be more present based, I think.
Sure.
But I'm looking forward to that. If that wasn't obvious.
Awesome. That sounds actually pretty cool.
I'd recommend anyone who watched, or anyone who likes kind of some more serious stuff now and again, I'd recommend going and watching it, because Rakugo sounds boring as well, but like the first episode was like an hour long or so, and like a 20-minute segment of it in the middle was Rakugo, more or less, like a full 20 minutes. And I was watching it at the same time as a friend, and we both just saw afterwards did we just sit there watching Rakugo for 20 minutes and be absolutely captivated? Like, it's done so well that you just actually wouldn't believe you're watching what you're watching, I guess.
Wow.
So that was amazing. Thanks Studio Dean for saving anime. But if you like the kind of more gritty I say gritty, more like serious drama stories now and again, I definitely recommend picking it up.
I just want to point out, Studio Dean also did Konosuba, so thanks for saving anime.
Dean are like hit and miss. They do some really stupid shit, like the original Fate Stay Night, which is an awful adaptation, and then they do amazing stuff like this, and Sakura Trick, which
like
was
Konosuba,
just stupid but
Sweet.
great. Other stuff that I'm looking forward to: second season of Tales of Cesteria. Not played the game yet, but the first season of the anime was pretty good. It like ended at a point where I guess the story's starting to pick up, so I'm looking forward to the second season as a result. And then there's a couple of things that aren't sequels. You've got Little Witch Academia, which we've known about for
a while,
since not long after Luluko, right? I think
it's done. Yeah, well, it's gotten some stuff already. I think it is a smallish movie, and I think it's got like some OVA thing.
Yeah, there was like a web animation, I think, originally for Little Witch Academia.
Yeah.
But they were like, "Oh, we're doing an actual anime of it now." So I'm looking forward to that for obvious reasons.
Do we know like what it's gonna be? Like, is it as in how it's gonna tie into the story? Is it gonna just be everything again, or is it gonna be the, like placed after the movie? Will you have to watch the movie?
I have no idea, to be honest. Okay. What else is there? There's, I guess, Chaos Child by merit of it being a science adventure story. You know, the ones with the semicolon in the middle? Like Steins Gate. Robotics Notes. That being said, the only one I've actually watched so far is Steins Gate, but I love Steins Gate. Robotics Notes is on my list. Was really good. According 9 was one of the things I was going to be watching this season, but I've been very busy, so it's currently in my backlog, and
Cool.
this is gonna go there too, I guess. Well, hopefully it won't. Hopefully I'll actually watch it instead of falling behind. But
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And the final one I'm going to check out for definite is Bang Dream, because I mean, as I explain, this will become a lot more obvious as to why. So Bang Dream, if you haven't read about it yet or anything, is basically another multimedia project that's being done, but it's being done by Bushiroad specifically. Like it's kind of like K-On! Meets Love Live in a way. Like it's about a band, but it's being handled in a similar way to how Love Live was being handled. They're actually going to do live performances and things like that. Bushiroad are actually releasing a set in Y-Swartz in February for it already. Like they're pushing it hard. So I'm looking forward to that, I guess, or looking forward to seeing how that pans out, because it's like Love Live with a twist, because it's a different angle, and that's interesting.
Seeing how the multimedia stuff actually works out.
Yeah, and then technically there's, I guess, the final part to Kizumonogatari, to the Kizumonogatari movie trilogy that's being released in January. However, that's in the cinema, and I'm probably not going to be able to see it until like June-ish when it gets released on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's gonna probably not arrive here.
But I'm okay waiting. It's like, it's been pretty good so far, so...
Yeah, no, that's good shit.
That's next season for me, I think. At least that much,
Yeah.
Anyway. It's probably going to double in size after the first 2 weeks, because people will be like, are you watching this? I'm like, no, and they're like, it's awesome, and then
you're like, well, I have to now.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, oh shit, what have I done?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to say as well, like I wanted to watch Little Witch, but you covered that. And yeah, I think that's me too.
So yeah, that's basically the end of the year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a good year for Chinese cartoons.
In a way. It's been up and
In a
down.
way.
Up and down. There's been some good high moments, some low moments.
I mean, One Punch Man, Mob Psycho.
One Punch Man was last year.
One Punch Man
wasn't
this? Oh,
Last
well, I mean, it was so
fall,
good
I think.
that it happened.
Yeah.
I feel like it happened this year.
I watched it this year, so...
Fair.
And I'm going to watch
Very
Mob
good.
Psycho next year. To continue the
Yeah.
tradition of
You gotta keep
waiting
up.
half a
Yeah,
year
yeah.
for the hype to die down. And
For
then
the super
watch
hype,
it.
yeah.
But yeah,
I think we're good.
yeah,
We're done.
pretty much.
Sylth, was there anything you're looking forward to next season?
You guys covered pretty much all of it. I checked over movies and OVAs, and there's nothing all that impressive. Most of the OVAs are specials, like there's a bunch of Keijo specials that are gonna come out.
Cool.
Oh yeah, there's like I think there's a Yuyushiki special next season, and that was a really entertaining comedy about literally nothing. It was very nonsense based, a bit like Nichijou, but less surreal, more just
Fun.
3 girls dicking around in a computer club room for
Sweet.
12 episodes. So
Yeah, they're doing a Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeon OVA as well, so I'll probably watch that. There's some weird assassination classroom looking thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Koro Sensei Q.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is, but cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's mostly specials for currently airing shows.
I tend to have issues with watching specials and OVAs because I just forget that they're a thing. And then someone will be like, oh, the new OVA's out. And I was like, is it? I had no idea it was coming in the first place.
Even existing.
Yeah.
See, I don't even bother watching OVAs without telling myself, okay, this is not canon. I am just watching visual fan fiction.
Hey, the Konosuba OVA was... Mwah.
Why stop there? Why not just not bother watching anime? That seems like a much safer decision for life.
It's because every single OVA I watched has either led up to the disappointment with the rest of an anime, or it's just been some kind of stupid idea that they obviously didn't have a way to fit into the show's like canon. So they were just like, it's all the characters, but now they're in school.
Well, it's like the problem with most OVAs I found is that if the show has a plot or a coherent plot, then it ignores it because they want you to be able to watch the show without having to watch the OVA to get the full thing, right?
Mm.
If the show doesn't have like a coherent plot or it's just very episodic, then the OVA again is going to be more of the same, so it doesn't have a plot. So basically, OVAs just don't ever have an actual plot, which is
It's just dicking around.
yeah, which is, can be fine. It's they need to like do good enough dicking around to carry it so you can watch it.
If a show is like, man, we really need another swimsuit episode, boom, that's the OVA.
Yeah.
That was Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? That OVA was because in the series they already have like a Hot Springs episode.
Oh yeah,
and then they had another one which was the OVA.
Well, it's like Phantom World. The OVA for that was basically, from what I remember, they go to the beach, and there's a phantom which is basically censorship.
Nice.
Like the phantom is like this really dodgy kind of form of censorship where it's like bubble censorship, so like covers of them up in like a webbing-esque way, and you can see like circles of them. And they're all still wearing clothes, but the joke is that the phantom is making it look like they're naked. And you know,
And where they're not, yeah.
We need to
wacky
just
OVA
make
hijinks ensue.
we need to make a list of a bunch of anime tropes and then tell each other what was our favorite anime that had this particular trope.
I quite like that idea. I think that can be in maybe the next episode or episode after that.
Yeah, we can plan that out, figure it out.
Mm.
Sounds like a good idea. It'll come with the
It does.
It will come with the horror show. There you go.
And Konosuba will be up then, so I'll be able to talk about that and
Yep.
how amazing it is.
We'll have more stuff to talk about. We'll have more stupid shit to say, as always.
So much stupid shit.
So yeah, I think that's basically everything, isn't it?
Yep, I think we're done.
Don't forget to like the page.
Smash
if you
that
like,
motherfucking
if you like
button.
the content, like the page, follow us on Twitter. Rough Idea Podcast.
Sub to the YouTube.
Sub to the YouTube.
Press the thumbs
Comment.
up button, please.
If you're more interested in specific people because you're that engrossed in like John's syrupy voice or my self-loathing, you can follow us individually.
A lot of self-loathing.
I think there's a list on Twitter or something for like things like that. I know if you actually cared about this is going to be a self-shill for a second, guys. Sorry, but
sure, go ahead.
If you actually cared about my opinions and wanted me to say more about some of the stuff I've been watching, I'm actually recording a thing about the entire year of anime with a couple of friends tomorrow, and we're posting that on YouTube, probably New Year's Eve. So if you follow me on Twitter, I'll probably tweet that out, and then you can submit yourself to agonizing torture.
Cool.
But yeah.
Well, you shield yourself, so I'm gonna show myself.
Oh?
Yeah. So if I'm not dead from the cold, you can find my stuff on Poppy Moon Art on Tumblr. I draw mostly fan art, but some original stuff as well. And please be my friend.
Classic.
Do you think that sounded desperate?
Yeah, a little bit.
Shit.
I ruined it.
It's not like I want you to visit my Tumblr backers.
Alright, now it's back. Now you're back.
Okay, cool.
I have Twitter, but whatever.
I have Twitter, but whatever. It's not a big deal or anything. But yeah,
Baka.
I don't really tweet anything good anyway, so there's no
I
point
repost
actually.
shit.
Yeah. Well,
I've got a Twitter that keeps getting
Retweet
hacked.
Nice. That'll do.
What an outro.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening if you made it. If you actually managed to sit with us for this long.
If you made it.
Peace off. See you later.
Peace double on off. Bye.
Bye bye.